Stop! Don't get in the car. The words echoed across the corporate parking lot, shattering the calm afternoon air. Employees who had just clocked out froze in their tracks, startled by the desperate cry. A man in a faded janitor's uniform sprinted forward, his mop bucket tipping over and spilling water as he abandoned it. His name was Marcus Walker, a black single father who worked nights scrubbing the marble floors of the company's headquarters. Everyone turned to see who he was shouting at. The company's CEO, Catherine Hughes, was about to open the door of her sleek black sedan when Marcus's voice reached her. Her security team immediately stepped forward, alarmed at the janitor's sudden outburst. But Marcus didn't stop running. "Don't get in," he yelled again, waving his hands urgently. At first, Catherine thought it was some kind of mistake, or worse, a disturbance from a frustrated employee. But before she could dismiss him, Marcus reached the car, breathless, pointing to the underside of the vehicle. "There's something wrong. Please, just don't get in that car." Marcus had always been the quiet type. A widowed father raising his 9-year-old daughter, Lila, he worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table. Cleaning toilets and emptying trash cans wasn't glamorous, but it paid enough to cover rent and put his daughter in a safe school. Still, most executives barely noticed him. To them, Marcus was invisible, just another face in overalls pushing a cart down the hall. But that day, something unusual had caught his eye. While mopping near the parking lot, he noticed 2 men crouched by the CEO's vehicle. Their suspicious movements, quick and deliberate, had set off alarm bells in his mind. At first, he thought they were mechanics, but the way they slinked away after spotting him told him otherwise. When he approached the car, Marcus saw what looked like a strange device fixed under the chassis. He didn't know much about cars, but he knew enough it wasn't supposed to be there. And that's why, when he saw Catherine walking toward the sedan, he didn't hesitate. The security team swarmed in, pulling Marcus back roughly. "Hey! Step away from the CEO," one barked. Marcus struggled. "Listen to me. There's something under her car. Please, I'm not lying, just check it." Catherine, though rattled, raised her hand to stop her guards. There was something in Marcus's tone, raw, urgent, uncalculated. Against protocol, she crouched down herself to look. That's when she saw it, a suspicious metal box strapped to the frame. Her face went pale. "Call the bomb squad, now," she ordered. Within minutes, alarms blared. Employees were evacuated, and the building went on lockdown. The bomb squad arrived, confirming everyone's worst fears. It was indeed an explosive device, timed and set to detonate if the car had been started. Catherine's life, and potentially many others, had just been saved by the janitor nobody ever noticed. When the chaos settled, Catherine asked to see Marcus privately. In her office, with its floor-to-ceiling windows and polished oak desk, Marcus sat nervously, still in his damp janitor uniform. He wasn't used to being in the spotlight, let alone sitting across from the CEO herself. "You saved my life," Catherine began softly, her voice trembling with sincerity. "If you hadn't shouted, if you hadn't seen it. I don't even want to think what would have happened." Marcus shook his head. "I just did what anyone would have done." But Catherine leaned forward. "No. Not everyone would have risked being tackled by security, or ignored, or even fired for causing a scene. You didn't care about that. You cared about saving someone." Marcus lowered his eyes. He thought of his daughter, Lila. "I couldn't let you get in that car. My little girl, she lost her mom 3 years ago. If something like that ever happened to me, I'd want someone, anyone, to do the right thing for her." Catherine studied him in silence, deeply moved. In that moment, Marcus wasn't just a janitor, he was a father, a protector, and a man with integrity stronger than steel. Word of Marcus's bravery spread through the company like wildfire. For once, everyone noticed the janitor. Employees whispered in the halls, HR sent out a company-wide email, and even the media picked up the story of the humble janitor who saved a CEO's life. But Catherine wasn't finished. At the next all-hands meeting, she stood on stage before hundreds of employees. Cameras flashed, lights beamed, and the company waited to hear what the CEO would say about the shocking incident. Instead of delivering a typical corporate speech, Catherine invited Marcus on stage. He hesitated, embarrassed by the attention, but the thunderous applause pushed him forward. "This man," Catherine announced, "reminded us all of something we often forget. Titles, money, corner offices, they don't make us valuable. What makes us valuable is courage, compassion, and integrity. Marcus Walker risked everything to save me. Today, I want to honor him not as a janitor, but as a hero." Gasps filled the room as Catherine turned to him. "Marcus, from this day forward, you will no longer be cleaning our floors. Instead, I want you leading our safety and facilities division. You'll receive full training, a new salary, and benefits for you and your daughter." Marcus's knees nearly buckled. He had spent years mopping floors, invisible and unappreciated, and now he was being offered a position that could change his family's life. The crowd erupted in cheers. That evening, when Marcus picked up Lila from school, she noticed the tears in her father's eyes. "Daddy, what's wrong?" she asked, clutching her backpack. He smiled, pulling her into his arms. "Nothing's wrong, baby. For once, everything's going to be just fine." He told her about the promotion, the new opportunities, and how things were going to change for them. Lila hugged him tighter, whispering, "Mom would be proud of you." Those words meant more than any job title ever could. From that day on, Marcus wasn't just the man who cleaned up after others. He was the man who taught an entire company, and the world, that heroes don't always wear suits. Sometimes, they wear worn-out uniforms, carry mop buckets, and fight their battles quietly, until one day their courage roars loud enough to save a life. And as for Catherine, she never forgot the janitor's shout that saved her life. "Don't get in the car" became a reminder etched in her heart, not just of danger averted, but of the hidden worth in people society often overlooks.